Hello, this is Miss Bethann. Welcome to Learn a Skill, Teach a Skill. Today we're going to be making no-sew t-shirt backs. And I'm going to be showing you this in two different steps because the first one we're going to be making one similar to this, like this. And the second one we're actually going to be doing has some embellishments to it. This is more simple. So we're going to begin by taking a t-shirt and we're going to cut off the sleeves. So I'll move this around so you can see it better. All right. You just want to make sure they are lined up before you begin. And I just have some material scissors, but maybe you don't, and that's okay. You can just use regular scissors. It just might be a little bit hard to cut through, so maybe you can find some rather sharp scissors if you can. It's a lot easier that way. And then we're going to do the other sleeve. And finally, I'm going to take the neck and I'm going to cut a U shape in the neckline here. Now these are just some old t-shirts that I had or that someone gave me. You can use the t-shirts that I put in the kits, but if you have some old t-shirts you'd rather use it at home or some that are too small or something maybe you just want to make into a t-shirt, you are more than welcome to use that, or just use mine as a practice when you learn the skill, and then use one of your favorite ones as you teach it. So I laid it out just to kind of give you an idea. And what I'm going to do with this now is I'm going to turn it inside out. And to do that, I want to make sure we're not going to be sewing. We're not going to be sewing, we're actually going to be cutting and tying. So to do this, we have to make sure we line up the bottom of our shirts. To do the cut, so you want it pretty even. Now you're going to be cutting a 1/2 inch across, and you're going to cut up to maybe about 4 inches up. So you can see how I did it. I'm going to start here, and I'm just going to be cutting about a 1/2 inch between each one. And like I said, about 4 inches up. But if you not sure what 4 inches is, by all means get a ruler and measure if you just want to see. That is okay to do that. And then I'm just going to sit and cut all the way across. I try to get them all about the same length if I can. It's not going to be perfect in that, it's okay. When you get to, now when I get to the end here, what I do is I like to take, since it's going to be a little bit wider, I actually take it on the side here. So you can see better. So I'm at the end, and I just kind of take it and cut it actually down the side. So I have a front and back. Okay, so I'm going to slide this over. As you can see, this is what it looks like all the way across. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start here. It doesn't matter which side you start, but I'm going to start on this side. And I'm just going to make a single knot all the way across the shirt. And I'm just going to keep doing this till I get to the end of the shirt. And you can go as fast or as slow as you want. I'm going to try to go just a little bit faster so you don't have to take so much time watching me, but it does take a little bit of time. All right, a little over halfway done here with tying these knots. All right. All right, and then now that I'm getting to the end, I do want to show you something. So like I did to this side, I'm going to do the same to this side. It's the end of the shirt, so I like to just cut it and tie. All right, now we have our ties, and now what we're going to do is we're going to take the top one and we're going to tie it to the bottom of the next one. And the reason we're doing that is because there's all these gaps in between all these ties and we don't want anything to fall out. So this is just an extra way to reinforce it and to close any holes that we may have. So we have the top here and the bottom to this one, and we're just going to give it a nice tight pull. And we're going to continue doing this all the way across. Remember, it's the top one that you can do with your left hand, and then the bottom on your right hand. Sorry. All right. And the easiest way to do this is to make sure you keep them separated, the ones next to it, so you don't get confused. Okay. Right, about halfway down here. Top and the bottom. And what I said, keep them separated so it's a lot easier to find out what your next one is. Okay, we're getting close to the end here. 2 more to go. Finally, the last tie. Okay, and then we're just going to take it and we're going to turn it the right way. And it will look like this. So you have a nice circle bottom here and keep things from falling out. Now, if you actually just want a plain t-shirt, you don't want to see what it says on the outside, or you like the way you tied everything, you can do it this way. It does look pretty cool on the bottom, so it's up to you how you want to do it. Now I have a plain front and a plain back. But either way, it looks cool. And then, like I said, we have this one here that's got the that's got the bottom that was done inside out, and you can see the name of the shirt, or the name that's on the front of the shirt. But you can do it however you want. Now, next is going to be part 2 of Learn a Skill, Teach a Skill. And I'm going to be showing you how to make another no-sew t-shirt, only this one will have some fancy embellishments with it. Okay, goodbye for a few minutes until we start with part 2. Bye-bye. Welcome to part 2 of t-shirt bags. I got my idea this time from this fabulous book called More Curious Jane. We have another one called Curious Jane, and they are wonderful. I've used a lot of ideas from them. There's a lot of crafts, just different fun things to do. I highly recommend checking this More Curious Jane out, or just Curious Jane, because they are really wonderful. What we're going to be doing today is another t-shirt bag, but this time we're going to be using a little bit of embellishment. We're going to be using some beads here to spruce up your bag. What we're going to do, it's very similar to what we're doing, but there are some differences, and that's why I want to show you how we do this. So first of all, we're going to cut off the sleeves like we did before. Now this will be the third way I have shown you how to make a t-shirt bag. So you can do any way you want. Remember, it's learn a skill and teach a skill, so you can teach whatever skill you like best. That is up to you. So we've, just like before, we've cut off the sleeves. And we're going to cut a U in the top on the neckline. Okay, now here's where the difference lies. In the other shirts, we did not cut off the bottom hem, but we are going to this shirt. So I'm just going to cut it right off. And we're going to do like we did before and cut about a 1/2 inch width. And try to go about 4 inches up. Now I do have quite a bit larger shirt this time. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect. If you want to go faster or slower than I am, that's fine, but do try to keep them close to the same width if you can. Okay, getting close to the end. Now this time, we get to the end, like before, we're going to cut at the side. Go over cuts here, and then we'll do the side cut. And we're going to do the same thing to this side. You do not have to. I just choose to, but you do not have to. If you want, we can just leave this one. You can see what it looks like without cutting it. Again, we're just going to tie it. The top and the bottom. And you can go as fast or as slow as you want. You've made a lot of these lately, so probably try to go a little bit faster, and you won't take as long to watch for you, and you can work on it while I'm working on it, or watch the whole video and then go back and do it. Remember, all we're doing is taking the front and back and tying them together. Okay. We're getting closer to the end here. Now remember, when you do choose a shirt to make your t-shirt bag, you obviously can use the ones we put in the bag. Use it for practice, or if you have a shirt that you'd rather use from home, that is fine as well. Remember, the bigger the t-shirt, the larger the bag you'll have. Now, the next step, we are going to be taking the top of the first one, and remember this has double because we used the very end, we didn't cut it in half this time. So we're going to be doing the top of the first one to the bottom of the second. Okay, so if you want to use, there you go, and tie it quite tight this time around. And the reason we're doing this again is so that we don't have any holes in the bottom of our bag. Okay. Remember, it's the top of the first one and the bottom of the next one. Kind of try to make sure you lay them so you can find out what the top of the first one and the bottom of the second one is. Sometimes they do kind of ravel under the other one. So do make sure you keep each one separate, make it a lot easier for yourself. Okay. This I'm just kind of laying out so I don't get confused here. And you may have to do that. Okay, I'm just changing positions here. There you go. To lay them out, it is a lot easier to see. Okay. Oh, now I got that one mixed up, so let's try that again. There we go. So the top and the bottom, and that happens, you just untie it real quick. Okay. This is why it's really important to make sure you keep your stuff separated so you don't get confused. Sorry. Okay, again, I'm just trying to keep them separated. Okay, make sure to pull them apart. Okay. All right. All right, last but not least, and if you do accidentally grab one of maybe it's not the top of one of the bottom of the other, you can, that would be okay, but you can kind of see how it keeps all the holes covered here. Okay, now the next thing we're going to do that's going to be very fun, this is what I love about this, is I'm going to take beads and add some fancy embellishments. Now, I didn't cut the end, but I'm going to, only because I should have done it before. You can, you don't have to, but the reason I am is just because I want to have a bead at the very end, and this is the best way for me to do it. Okay. There you go. But I do stress when you're doing this, I think I might have gotten a couple of these mixed up. That's why it's really important to make sure when you when you do your first ties, keep them separated. And like I said, if I did make a mistake, it wasn't a big deal, because it may happen. It looks pretty good, so I think it's going to be okay. Sometimes it might be really hard to tell. And the bigger your t-shirt is, to me it seems like the bigger the t-shirt is, it is a little bit trickier because you got a lot more of the little pieces to be working with. And this is a really stretchy t-shirt, so it's one of the harder ones I've done, I will say. Okay, how about maybe green and orange. So I can add a lot of fun colors. Actually, I think this one, I just want to keep like this. Just keep 6. So when I'm done, I'm going to take it and I'm just going to make a knot. I'm going to tie a knot here. Now they won't be going anywhere. Now I'm going to do the same thing to this side. And remember, I did cut this side at the very beginning before. Like I said, you don't have to. I usually do cut the sides up right away. I just kind of want to show you you don't have to. Now if you have trouble pushing this through, you can always use a little toothpick to help you. Trying to use the same colors as I did before. And one thing that I found that works, this is kind of tight right there, but one thing that I found that works well for me is to take, you have this whole piece here, so instead of taking the whole piece, just take a corner of it. It does make it a lot easier. And I noticed I didn't do the exact same color pattern, and that's okay. Do whatever you want to do. Make it yours. Okay, and tie a knot here, and let's say you want to just do, maybe tie a knot in the middle, or let's say you just want to do maybe a couple here or there. So say you just want to do maybe an orange one. To add a pop of color, and maybe yellow and some green. Okay, let's say I really like the blue, so I'm going to use some of the blue. Oops. Sorry, I almost lost it. Okay, blue. And I like the white with the blue. And some pink. Just twist it if you're having trouble. Okay. And hot purple. So you can see there is no right or wrong. And maybe I'm going to put a couple more here just because, give it a little pizzazz. This time I'm going to do green. Okay, and let's do yellow. Tie a knot. Always remember to tie your knot so your beads don't fall off here. And finally, I'm going to do one more. Last but not least, let's do pink. And white. Pink, pink, and white. Okay, and I tied my knot. And there you have, oh, excuse me, there you have our fancy bag. Okay, and that, you can add your own little personality to it. By adding some fun colors, you can maybe take some buttons and hot glue buttons on there. You don't have to sew anything. You can take, maybe if you want to take some ribbon, add some ribbon. Maybe you want to take puffy paint and paint on it. You can do whatever you want, but make it your own bag. I hope you had a lot of fun. Remember, this is Learn a Skill, Teach a Skill. So maybe you can take one of these 3 different ways and have fun teaching someone else. Remember, you don't have to use the t-shirts that I put in your kits. You can use those for practice and then come up with your own t-shirts if you have some that you enjoy more. Thank you for listening today, and I hope you enjoyed our craft time. And we cannot wait to see you at the Crete Public Library. All right, bye-bye.